And good day to you from the Miami Community News Network, Willard Shepard and In the Know and Willard Shepard Law and Media. Special guest with us today, a friend that I go back with probably 3 decades. We'll give a Semper Fi to our United States Marine Corps to start out here, the mayor of Sweetwater and a longtime community servant here in Miami-Dade County, Mayor Jose Pepe Diaz. First of all, welcome to the show, and we got a really special thing to talk about today, close to your heart and mine, and that's our veterans.
Absolutely. That's the key thing. As we enjoy this great country of ours, the best country in the world, we owe that to our veterans, and those are still fighting out there. So, yes, sir. It's good to see you, Willard. Always, my dear friend, and being here a little while with you and being able to talk about veterans and what we're doing. Brings back a lot of memories of us dealing with things in the past. So
There we
it's
go.
a good thing.
So to our point, you're going to have quite the festival coming up here on Veterans Day. Mr. Zabaleta and I will be out there, him in Spanish and me in English, entertaining the crowd to the best of our abilities. Tell me about what's coming up, but the foundation for all of this.
The foundation is something that has been going on for quite a while. For 20 years, as you well know, Willard, I was the basically military liaison for the county since I was the only elected official in the military, prior military. So it gave me a lot of concern, a lot of things that had to deal with the military that wasn't really covered. And one of the things that was important, we started, as you remember, when we did the welcoming back of the Vietnam veterans that had never been done before. We did that. We did a parade down Flagler, and we did a lot of things that resembled the attention that was needed to give thanks to those that served our country and those that were serving our country. So it comes from that, but it comes from being a Marine, it comes from loving this country and making sure that we constantly protect and serve our people, that are making sure our way of life is intact, which is the way we live in the greatest country in the world with the freedom.
I told you the other day when Alvaro called me and then you and I spoke, I see the billboards that are out there. Tell us all about the billboards, and people may see them and go, wow, wait a second, this is going on in Sweetwater.
Yeah.
This must be a big Veterans Day event.
You know, these things aren't cheap to put together. They you do it right, they cost money. And to have sponsors like, for instance, Clear Channel that came up and supported and says, we're going to get billboards. We want to make sure that this gets put out there as a community and people could actually participate in it. And I really thank JJ and Clear Channel for them coming out strong and doing it. And that's part of also promoting those sponsors that support too. So everybody wins, and we have a great time, because this festival is all about saying thanks and to the veterans and their families that also in there. We talk about the veterans all the time, but sometimes we forget the family, which is also, we got to say thank you for the support and what they endure while our men and women are out taking care of business, fighting for this country. So it's a big thank you. It's a big hoorah. And the first one that we did last year was the largest from what we understand in the state of Florida. And some people are telling us that was probably the biggest outside of Washington, D.C. We haven't confirmed that, but we're very proud, first time out of the chute, that we could did something so great and so big. And now we're doing the number 2. And we want to make this one bigger and better. And as you know, because you're RMC and you're the man, and I hear right now that you're going to be doing the English side of it, and Alberto will handle the Spanish side of it. What a combination!
Well,
Good
Alvaro
one.
and I obviously go a long way back with all his great work at Miami-Dade County, now Sheriff's Department.
Yeah.
So tell me, what type of activities for families that are coming out? What are we going to see? Who are we going to hear from? What kind of music? All of those types of things.
First and foremost, locations in the city of Sweetwater. The location is right where between Flagler and 4th Street and 107th Avenue. It's a great spot. We're closing down the whole avenue, and we're going to go ahead and be basically starting at 4 o'clock in the afternoon to 9 o'clock at night. We're going to be having musical groups. We're also going to have some special guests come and participate with us. And basically have a great time. It's a festival. It's about having a great time, hearing some great music. We got the In Blue band,
Mhm.
that's a police band that's part of City of Sweetwater. We have Ricky Padilla and Nelson Hierrojo. So two young men that are doing a new group, and they're going to be singing. And then we have Asia. Asia
Okay.
is a band that some of us remember and know and love with their music. So it's and then we're going to close it all with fireworks and having a great fireworks display, and of course we're going to have a parachute Navy SEAL jumping, probably with a couple of other guys and doing something nice.
Some of the other people, when I was in your office, you were explaining the other companies and people that have come forward to make this happen.
Yes, other companies that come forward is, for instance, we had, I mentioned Clear Channel, I mentioned iHeart that came in, Telemundo, Comcast have come in. We had some good companies come up and participate and being able to work with us on this.
In your city, you have enough to manage. I always tease you about you have selected yourself for some of the things that happen in our political arena these days. And I always say to you, hey, you asked for this. You have your hands full just running the city. Tell me how you are able to do this. Not just yourself, but your staff, the logistics, all of the types of things to be able to prepare for 10,000 people in one location, your police department, all of those things.
Well, it it's not easy. You have to have a lot of dedication. It's got to be important to you. It's got to mean the world to you. And both of us, and by the way, Lieutenant Colonel, thank you for the service that you did for this country, being an A-10 Warthog pilot, that you did an incredible job. And I want to thank you for your part in helping this country move forward. Um, it takes a lot of that dedication. It takes the ability to make things happen. It's not easy running a city, especially when you're the manager and the mayor at the same time. But the important part is too that this is extremely important to all of us. As a Marine, it's important to me. It's important to the people that work with me. They want to, a lot of them didn't serve, and they want to do their part to say thank you to those that did serve. So not only that, the United States Military Foundation, that's really the one that puts this together.
Mhm.
Uh, they're all about making sure that we recognize our military folks. And I mean, I could go on and on as to what it means, but basically it's that, you know, we make it happen, and make sure that we could get the best festival we can, recognition. But it's not just that. For 20 years in the county, I, you know, I work with the military board, and we work to make sure that we came up with things that are important, like the Veterans Court, uh, which is an incredible
Mhm.
success, and to do many other recognitions, other factors, saying goodbye when they were going on missions, welcoming them back when they came back with their families, doing all kinds of different things that sometimes seem like small things but those guys that go out and ladies, it means a lot to them, the things and the work that we've done. So it's quite a lot.
Tell me what your thoughts and what you say to your constituents and people across the county in general. I think many people don't realize the large military presence that's here as far south in the county from Homestead at the Air Reserve Base, up through the county, our Coast Guard bases, other items and areas that are along here, and that so many veterans choose to make Miami-Dade County their home. And I think a lot of times people don't actually recognize and realize that that is the circumstance and situation, and that our veterans and our military people are really living here and working here every single day throughout our county and a part of so many people's lives, even though they may not recognize that.
Yeah, we have more military in Dade County than most places do, but they don't recognize it. We have
Mhm.
Southcom, Soc South. We have uh, the Air Force Base. We have several other installations here, and Coast Guard. We have a huge gathering of Coast Guard here, and people don't really realize it because they're not all the time in uniform. and so on. And it's not like when you have a major base that surrounds makes the city. It's not like that. They're pretty spread out and they blend in, except for the Homestead Air Force Base, which is pretty big, and it does. Um, so even though they don't recognize it, one thing I do admire about Dade County and the people from Miami-Dade County, they respect and love the veterans, and that's important. It wasn't like that a long time ago, but it is like that now, and I'm very glad and that they do recognize our veterans. So, yes, the ability of being able to serve is in a volunteer military in today's world is important, and the people that do serve need all the recognition possible and all the support possible. So, all these places around Miami-Dade County, um, it's just a plus for us because uh, we're actually the county is probably one of the largest counties in the nations, and with most resources. So we got to make sure that that's always visible, to protect our bases, to protect our entities. Southcom is very important, and so are all of them that are here.
What about embracing our veterans on a consistent and daily basis? Uh, because so many of our veterans need help, they need assistance with things that they have experienced. I was down at one of the locations in Southwest Miami-Dade County over on Chrome Avenue, and a young man was out there who had actually was doing his artwork, and I came over and spoke to him about what he was doing. It was woodworking, and I said, "Hey, how did you get into this? Because this is fantastic." And he looked at me and he said, "Willard, I got into this after the third time I tried to kill myself."
Right.
And when he said that, I obviously gave him a gigantic embrace. And people who had walked by, he had an army hat on, which obviously drew me to him. But he's like many other veterans who may have trouble in our community that you've tried to help, not only Miami-Dade County, but in your current position. And I think that we all need to recognize that those individuals who may need help on the job, may need personal assistance from our government services that you provide, are here with us, and we need to acknowledge that and do our best to outreach with them.
You know, that is so true, Willard. So true because we've, you, myself, and many others understand what that is all about with the people that go into the theater of war. And they come out, nobody comes out the same than when they went in. One way or another, they change. And that change is important to recognize and to be able to help them as much as possible. The VA and many others have improved quite a bit to make sure of that help. But it breaks your heart with some of these young men and women that are coming out of the theater, per se, and they are suffering for their job and what they had to do.
Mhm.
Most people don't understand what orders are and when orders are given and you have to follow those orders and so on. So to give that help is important. And you're right. We have done that for a long time and helping in everything we can. And the military board did quite a bit of that. We worked very closely with the VA, with many of the things that we did was to make sure we recognize and give that recognition. And medically, that's what's important. This country is incredible in trying to take care of their veterans. There's always an issue,
Mhm.
always, with individuals. But in the most part, I think we do more than pretty much any other country out there. But there's a lot of discussion in that. And there's a lot of guys that feel one way or another. And that's something I can't sit here and judge. I never went into war. I was there ready to serve. And, the call never came in. That call never made it. We were at the runway a couple of times waiting to
Mhm.
get picked up, as I did with the squadron I was with in the Marine Corps. But it never came. Thank God. Nobody, I think, in their true mind would really want to go to war. But at the same time, we're ready to go and serve our country and to do whatever needed to be done. And these men and women that come back with their issues, all we could do is say, we're here for you. And like you give that hug to that person, we do the same. And I've done many of those, and I'll continue to do them until the day I can't do it anymore, because it's important that those people that make sure our way of life here we take for granted. We go to Valor Fest or events or go to the mall or go there to the beach and stuff, have a great time. And there's no bombs falling around and there's no this or nothing because of those people that are out there taking the fight to where it's at, not letting it come home. So that's important and very, very key that we never lose sight of making sure that we are always there for our people.
And there's also huge economic impact
Oh, yeah.
that our military and our veterans bring to
Yeah.
the county.
Yeah, it's a huge economic impact. I don't have the latest numbers, but somewhere, I think a year or two ago, it was like 77,000 veterans in Miami-Dade County, approximate area. Um, that's a huge economic impact that's within our community. And then these Southcom, SOC South, the different bases, Homestead Air Force Base, all that, they bring people in and they bring all kinds of different vendors in, and the Coast Guard too, and they need catering, they need all kinds of things, food product, everything that you could need when you bring in an industry. Military does the same. And we take that for granted too. And that's in the millions and millions of dollars. So all that benefit that sometimes we just really don't pay attention to is important. And this is what Valor Fest is all about. This is what we do, and make sure that we get that recognition to them because it's important. It's a must. We take advantage of this freedom. We take advantage of all the things, but this freedom is not free. Many have sacrificed their life to make sure of ours. And that's what's important. And we can never lose sight of that. So that's why you asked me why I'm so involved. I think I explained it in detail, as you are too, my dear friend, as you are
our
also.
audience here to know that. Okay, so tell people exactly where to be at what time, and
Okay.
anything else that you
Yeah.
need to,
Well, actually,
go over
I want to
with.
get back.
Yes.
You just asked me a question
Mhm.
about the sponsorships.
Mhm.
Dominet has been a sponsor with us this last year, and again now with this year, and they're coming in strong. Dade County Federal Credit Union, they've come in strong also with us. Terra Bank, Bacardi has also supported. iHeart, Milton Foundation, Jose Milton Foundation, Cecil Milton too, Dolphin Mall, and of course Clear Channel. Clear Channel also, I keep
Our
talking
veterans
about.
and military community,
Yeah.
I'm sure they buy a lot of items at Dolphin
No,
Mall.
listen, they're stepping out and more coming in every day. So these are people that have actually really made a difference and are very veteran support. I didn't even have to tell them much. I just said, "Look, we're doing this," and they go, "We're in."
Right.
It's for our veterans. Hey, we're good to go. And it's a concert at the same time and a festival. You can't get better than this. So it's great. And again, this is in the city of Sweetwater, between Flagler and 4th Street on 107th Avenue. Oh, by the way, and I forgot a main sponsor, a partner with us, FIU.
Yes.
FIU
My law
is
school. So
yeah,
there we go. We got
our partner.
Mhm.
We're surrounded by FIU and Sweetwater. We're very
Right.
blessed to, and we have a lot of students living in Dade County. But FIU is said we're in since day one, and they are strong with us on this, and they have a very strong veteran population of
Yes.
students.
We have our veterans breakfast coming up here soon, which you have
Yes, which
attended.
and I received the award too, and in the
Yes.
past, and I'm very proud of that. And yes, it is going to be again, 11/11 Veterans Day, and that is going to be from 4 in the afternoon to 9 o'clock at night. I mentioned the groups before.
Right.
Fireworks, displays. Hopefully, we're going to get a lot of other goodies that are going to be presented and done and during this festival. but most of all, a lot of food, a lot of great people, and just having a great time. And that's what it's about.
I met your police chief the other day, and I'm sure you have your logistics team out doing this just for people headed in that direction. I'm sure you've set up a parking plan and all of these types of things for people to be able to get in and get out.
Yes. For those of you that want to look up the parking plan, we're about to put it up because it's just being finalized. But valorfest.org. This is the information is there. There's going to be parking in FIU and the engineering building, and then also on the main campus itself. There's going to be several parking lots open for it, and there's going to be basic buses coming back and forth delivering people to the festival, and the parking's going to be great. It's going to be presented, and again, the traffic is going to have the signalization as people come in on 107th, Flagler, A Street, Turnpike, and so on. So it's going to be something that they could see where to go to park, but it's for those of you that are watching to know the area, it's going to be in FIU's engineering campus, which is right there in the corner of Flagler and 107th, and also on the main campus between 107th and 112th, and the different parking pavilions that are there.
Okay. Any final messages to our audience and Miami-Dade County and beyond to come and spend Veterans Day with us?
First of all, the main reason is you, my dear friend, a person that's going to be emceeing and has done an incredible job in representing the military, not only active duty and doing what you did as, A-10 pilot and combat pilot. That's going to be there running the show, along with Alberto there and many others. But the most important thing is to support those, like I've been saying through this whole podcast, that make sure of our way of life, that make sure that we could go to events like this, and and the young folk that are also ROTC and stuff that are going to be there, that we're going to have a good time. So please, it's going to be on a Tuesday, again, 11th of November, and from 4 to 9 o'clock at night, and let's enjoy it. Let's have a good time together, and enjoy it.
We're looking forward to it. Thanks for your service for such a long time period. I'm always remiss if I don't mention here, I'm the officer for the Air Force Academy in this region. So any of you all that are interested in military service and attending any of our service academies, great educational opportunity then to go on and serve. Reach out to me. I don't know if you know this yet concerning this, but Mr. Zabaleta and I have decided that the only jokes and humor on this day will only be about the United States Marine Corps, and that any other jokes for any other branch of service are off limits on that particular day.
We love the Air Force because they come and take care of us, especially with an A-10 and making sure a close combat. So I'm not going to get too much into this, but let's just say Zabaleta doesn't even count on this, okay? But you do. You've earned this. You've earned the right. But it's basically ours 250th birthday, but especially this day for those Marines who are going to be watching this. We're going to have a little celebration of our 250th birthday of the Marine Corps. So they're not going to joke around too much because I don't think that they will.
There you go. See, we'll even give you a Semper Fi. So there you go. It's all good. Mayor, thank you. God bless you. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
We will here at Miami Community News, we want to thank Grant and Michael Miller.
Absolutely.
They've always, and go ahead, please, because the Millers have been great supporters of our military, active duty, reserve, guard troops, those of us who are veterans here in Miami-Dade County.
Absolutely. And the Millers have always said yes and opened their newspapers, everything to get the information out, and especially when it comes to our veterans, and they're incredible patriots, and I love them for that, and making sure that the right information always gets out to the right people in our community.
Awesome. And Mayor, did you hear about the 2 Marines that were walking down the road?
Willard, I love you.
Okay,
don't push
thank
it.
You very much. All right. Thanks for being with us on In the Know, and we're going to see you in Sweetwater on Veterans Day. God bless. Have a great day.